I want to first off say I'm sorry. I'm sorry for really two things. I'm sorry that I can't upload daily, so I can't keep you guys that recently informed. But I still try, and I hope you know that. And also, I'm sorry for saying that Maria was gonna max out or top off at Category 3 status. Roll the clip. But here's the question. How strong is Maria gonna get? And I can say right now, it's not gonna be another Irma. Not to the strength of Irma.
Wrong.
I can't believe I said that. Wow, I was really wrong. And I mean really wrong. I said Maria's not gonna match Irma's strength. Well, Maria's matching it, and Maria is just an absolute beast. I will never make this mistake again. I will never underestimate a hurricane who is just sitting on those warm waters of the Caribbean and the Atlantic Ocean. I will never underestimate a hurricane again. But wow, talk about rapid intensification. Just 2 days ago, in the morning, I woke up and Maria was a Category 1 hurricane. And guess what? When I was falling asleep, Maria was a Category 5 hurricane. So it went from Category 1 to Cat 5 status in 12 hours. That's absolutely crazy. I feel so bad for the people that are directly in the path of Maria, especially Puerto Rico, who has already been affected by Irma. San Juan, Puerto Rico, the capital of Puerto Rico, might get an absolute direct hit. That's a possibility. But let me put something into perspective. Irma went from Invest 96L to a Category 5 hurricane in 48 hours. In just 2 days, it went from a tropical wave to a monster hurricane. Really, just talk about rapid intensification, and you have to bring up Maria. Absolutely crazy. No one saw this coming. Right now, Maria is a Category 5 hurricane, and it's looking like a complete monster. It's looking just like Irma. A eye that's pretty wide in diameter, a symmetrical buzzsaw-like structure. It's just scary to look at. Beautiful, yet absolutely scary. Because if I were directly in Maria's path, I would want to be the first flight out of there. You do not mess with a still strengthening Category 5 hurricane. The latest recon on Hurricane Maria just found 175 mile per hour winds. I don't know if it can match Irma's, but it's sure gonna be darn close. And also the pressures continue to fall, which that means it's still strengthening. I mean, why not? It has no wind shear and just the warm waters of the Caribbean Sea to work with. It's really taking advantage of its situation, and no one wants to see this after we've had a already devastating hurricane season in impacts. We already had Harvey, we already had Irma. We don't need a third hurricane, especially in the US or even the Lesser Antilles or Puerto Rico or Hispaniola or Cuba. They don't need to be directly hit again, and sadly, some islands of the Lesser Antilles and Puerto Rico are gonna have to deal with devastating impacts of both Irma and Maria, both unprecedented Category 5 hurricane. Unbelievable. If you're watching this in Puerto Rico, I mean, I really don't know how. You just got hit by a Category 5 hurricane. If you're watching this, wow, thank you. But you just experienced the worst hurricane in Puerto Rican history. Yes, Puerto Rican history. That sounds just like a occurring thing this hurricane season. After Harvey, Irma, and Maria, we all called those storms once in a lifetime storms. And I'm not gonna get into the climate change argument right now, but come on. If that doesn't tell you anything, just look at Maria and look how fast is strengthened to Cat 5. Wow. Like I said in the last video, Florida is for sure off the hook. Florida's been off the hook since the beginning. I know we just dealt with Irma, and everyone has a little phobia of hurricanes right now, but Maria isn't coming. And I have some good news for the Carolinas too. Maria's not gonna make landfall anywhere south along the eastern coast from North Carolina all the way down to Key West. And so far, all the trends have been that Maria is just gonna stay offshore and not really bring any major effects to the U.S. land. Just some little rain here and there on the outskirts of the shore, and 100% sure rip currents, high surf, high waves all along the eastern coast. You could for sure expect that. But remember Jose? Jose still is the deciding factor in where exactly Maria goes. Let me talk a little bit about Jose for a second. Jose is still a hurricane. I don't know if you remember, but I've been talking about Jose for around 2 weeks now, and it's still a hurricane, and it's finally going to be downgraded to a hurricane very soon. Probably when you're watching this, it's not going to be a hurricane anymore. finally. But with Jose being a hurricane for so long, that brings up this interesting statistic. And that's that Jose has been a hurricane for 12 straight days. This is the longest lasting hurricane in the Atlantic since 1980. This Atlantic season is unprecedented in the amount of hurricanes and those hurricanes gaining major hurricane status. If you don't remember, Jose was a Cat 4 at one point. Just like Harvey, just like Irma was, just like Maria was. Scary time to be in the Lesser Antilles and Puerto Rico right now. Very scary times. But I'm glad to say Jose isn't going to bring major effects to the New England coast. There's tropical storm warnings along Connecticut, Rhode Island, and Cape Cod. But those are just tropical storm warnings. Jose might make landfall in New England or the mid-Atlantic, but if it does, it's just going to bring some rain and a little bit of more than used to wind. But nothing even close to Cat 5 winds, Cat 4 winds, or even hurricane status winds. Jose is going to be post-tropical, and that just means it's lost its tropical characteristics. To finish off this video, let's talk about where Maria is gonna go. I've already said that anywhere south of North Carolina is perfectly clear on the East Coast, and that's true. Maria has been trending east and east, putting less and less likelihood on the chances of the East Coast getting in danger. There's still two scenarios. You gotta remember Jose, just like in the last video, it's still the deciding factor. Scenario 1, Jose stalls out. And that's what the National Hurricane Center predicts. Jose is predicted to loop. But it matters if Jose is gonna make a landfall, because if it makes landfall, it dissipates, allowing for some type of Bermuda high to reach a little bit more westward. So if Jose just stalls out, Maria's probably gonna eat Jose in the Fujiwara effect, and Maria's probably just gonna bring high surf, high waves all along the East Coast. That would be it for the effects, if scenario 1 takes place. Scenario 2 is Jose makes a landfall in the mid-Atlantic or New England, and high pressure gets to move a little bit westward. That would mean Maria would have to make landfall probably in New England, or maybe just brush New England. This is gonna be something to watch definitely in the next upcoming week. What's gonna happen with Jose? What's gonna happen with Maria? I just can't believe this Atlantic hurricane season. Absolutely unbelievable. I really feel bad for all the people in the Lesser Antilles and Puerto Rico. It really just saddens my heart. Subscribe to stay informed, and I'll see you in the next one.